Well, Writer here. I'm back with the commentaries of the third battle from RV6 finale between Sparky and Mohamed. And this time was turn for Mohamed to pick matchup, and he picked Greece against Rome. It seemed that for a very skillful player, it's hard to play against bikes and strong factions in 31k. Okay, I've learned to play, let's say, very good with Rome, and playing some my type of 21k, but playing some standard, very strong players, playing standard 31k with the bike factions. It's actually very hard to defeat Romans, especially Greece. Greece seemed to be very strong 31k faction actually. So it's favorite to most of the best 31k players. Will be interesting to do comments for this one battle. I enjoy at least, and I like to leave comments and to discuss this matchup at first, and how both of them played and executed. So let's see what Sparky played first with Greece, and let's see, he had some, let's say, Team GB. Yeah, he brought the Team GB Spartans against me, and he had 5 upgrades on each, or I think that's it. And let's see what number of them he have. Let's see first coverage. He have 2 Javkevs, I think, yes. And he have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 units of Spartans, so probably what remaining is 4 units of these Cretan archers, I think. Now upgrades are 4 upgrades, I think. We'll see when battle starts and when we start changing formation. I think that's it. And he's playing block formation here, while Mohamed had let's see what he had here. GG 1 experience Praetorian cavalry, 3 units of these. Okay, these are GG, no, actually, yep, no, 4 Praetorian cavalry units, and 1 is only GG. I just have 1 experience too. 1 unit of G-Attack Archer Auxilia, and the rest is probably 15, yeah, 5, or it's 9, well, yeah, 15 units of GG urban cohort. Spectators were Astrax and Salty. First time Salty spectating this finale. So what happened here is that Mohamed tried to catch first these militia cavalries of Sparky, which were GG. I forgot to say their upgrades. Now I can see are 2 units of archers. Not sure that I counted it. Well, let's see. Actually, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. So I counted well. Okay, now we can continue with the comments of this battle, since we saw what upgrades and what number of units are these. I can say that me and Sparky played this matchup. Sparky chose it this time. And I think that what's interesting is that he played similar against me, and it worked very well. But again, as I said, I'm not that full experienced at 20k player. I'm sure that very quickly that will happen. And it's interesting that I played more or less similar like Mohamed played here, and just that I had I think 4 cavalry units, just that 2 were Roman, so weaker cavalry, and 2 were Praetorian with only GG upgrades. And I had more archers, I think, right here. I think 6 perhaps archers, yeah, I think. So I had only 12 infantry units, and it's needed to have infantry units, and trust me, my opinion is that even Mohamed had 2 weak infantry. Yeah, my 12 units had experience. But I'm not sure that it's working actually. Even with, as I said, even with 15 units of infantry. So it will be actually very hard for Mohamed, especially because he is trying to catch Greeks drawing pillars, but with nice execution and nice moving of the groups of units, Greece can do actually very well. So practically these archers are more defensive here in case the Tron goes heavy skirmish, just to do some damage to these troops. These archers are to be wasted and lost in the end. So what now Sparky is trying to do is to doing some very good blob skirmish, annoying Mohamed. Now Mohamed short pillars on that one. What's going on here is actually that Mohamed is trying to somehow to commence the engagement with the Greeks, but it's not easy. If he commences the engagement and he had trod pillars, it will not be that good for him, so he must catch somehow Greeks, but obviously the Greeks don't want to engage, and it's not easy to engage at all. Now, as you can see, he's entering here into Studo, but of course the Greeks are running away. Okay, let's put on double actually, let's put in one battle. I know what Mohamed wants to do is he's starting with this cavalry, hoping that the Sparky actually don't see it, and it's very interesting plan, trying to catch some of the cavalry units, but I'm not sure that will work, especially if Sparky is in skirmish mode with his militia cavalry. So this plan is already failed, I think. Yeah, what's interesting to notice is that many saw Mohamed as the winner of this tournament, and yeah, he, in my opinion, he's still the best of all the active players, but especially Sparky really showed great show, and as you can see that in first 2 battles, even the one he lost, when he won, he actually controlled the situation more or less. He could even win the last battle. I talked with him about that battle, and yeah, he miscalculated. He didn't want to wait, and he made a stupid error and lost, but he could have won that one. So you can see that Sparky is extremely concentrated. Now, the old and experienced players in this game, okay, I'm not that experienced 31k, but I say for CWB, we are a bit older guys, and our concentration is fading, while new players, new strong players are a bit younger and their concentration can be on a higher level. So it could be that, or it could be just that Sparky is in really perfect mode situation. And now what's going on? Okay, let's stop for the moment and see. Is that the Sparky lost that militia cavalry. That's what actually Mohamed wanted. Is to avoid possibility to be hammered with his militia cavalry. Not sure that it is good now to engage, so yeah, Sparky don't mind at all to engage now. Hearing this one cavalry out of the fight. So yeah, Sparky will engage. So Sparky actually knows what he's doing all the time. And I'm quite sure that he, in this no engagement fight till now, annoyed Mohamed. Actually, Sparky perhaps lost much more troops than Mohamed here, but I'm sure that Mohamed was very annoyed for not being able to catch him. And now Sparky is engaging, perhaps for the moment, which Mohamed wanted. Now he's throwing pillars not the way perhaps as he wanted. Let's say that for instance, when me and Sparky played, this way also interesting game to watch. I can send a replay to those who want. Kind of similar way Sparky defended there, and I engaged a similar way as Mohamed. Perhaps a bit better, just like he had stronger but smaller in number infantry force. It's just that I throw much better pillars than Mohamed here. So I'm sure that will be perhaps one of the major reasons of the outcome of this battle, because Mohamed didn't throw out pillars actually as he wanted. As you can see, these Spartans and wounded, they are not wounded as damaged as Mohamed wanted, I'm quite sure. So obviously he already threw out his pillars since he entered into Studo. It's interesting to see that I also engaged the same way with the Studo, attacking mostly edges of the Spartan box. But you will see that it's really hard to defeat this Spartan box, especially when it's made the way Sparky made it. I'm not sure that they would be able to make such box. Yet this is the only way to try something, is to engage in Studo. But as you can see, the Spartans are really tough, and they are not losing, kinda. They are winning this fight. They are not even discouraged with routing archer units. And it's very interesting to see that Sparky is shrinking. Now what will Mohamed do is to charge through, and perhaps there was a chance to do that. A very good battle. I'm quite sure that if Mohamed loses this game, is because he didn't throw pillars as he wanted to throw them. I know that I tried everything like this and I couldn't win. Okay, perhaps because I had 3 units less of infantry, but I threw much better pillars than Mohamed did, and yet Sparky's box survived. And this is what Mohamed did good, is to disengage here actually, because his units are tired. it's interesting to see that Spark units are fresh and warmed up. So it's a big problem now for Mohamed seeing this. Now what you want to do is to eliminate this gel cav unit. And also when Mohamed lost one cavalry unit. So actually Mohamed eliminated a lot of Spartans, but his units are extremely damaged, so I'm not sure that they will handle well against the Spartan box, and cavalry won't be that effective, especially because these units which survived are mostly large numbers, so cavalry can't actually damage them. But yeah, very good job by Mohamed. I'm not sure actually how even he managed to do this good with his infantry. Perhaps he used that one unit of infantry more and the charge of cavalry. Yeah, perhaps that was, and he did that very good. One will prove how these games were really good, and that it is really deserved finale between these two players. And okay, since I'm sure that Mohamed is now resting his troops, put in triple. It will be very problematic for Mohamed, because he'll have to charge probably first his cavalry, because these units could rout very quickly, very easily. Perhaps he have to spare one cavalry unit to protect himself from these militia cavalry. And yeah, interesting, they routed. So it's very good for Mohamed here, but again, not sure that these infantry units will hold on. And he's trying with the same tactic. They're really small in numbers. I'm not sure that they can do actually anything significant. They started routing. He'll have actually to charge with his cavalry really quickly. Yeah, he's forced to do that, even he don't want it. And it's a really good charge. Some Spartans routed. As you can see, it's quite a close battle here. The problem is because he don't have time to charge from behind. Perhaps that was what he should have done, and the charge on pikes actually wasn't enough. And yeah, now he realizes that he should have charged from behind. But of course, that Sparky can point his pikes always directly in cavalry. And yeah, it's hard to defeat these Spartan units. But really good game. Perhaps if Mohamed drove more pillars and better did that, perhaps he should have a chance to win this fight. But Sparky actually did what he wanted, and it's to kind of annoy him. And if Romans don't throw pillars good against Greeks, fine Greek box will defeat Romans anyway. It's interesting to see this place where that final battle took place. There are thousands of dead bodies. As you can see here around where skirmish fights took place is much smaller in numbers, but it was also a very important part of the battle, because that's what forced Mohamed to commit first errors. So that, as I mentioned during the battle, Sparky was more concentrated, so he executed better. This Astra's doing journeys. Okay, so that's 2-1 for Sparky, and I'll return quickly with the commentaries to the 4 battle between these two guys.